Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together this Dune Buggy card, which is a box card SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So this is the card we're going to make. It's a Dune Buggy card. Somebody asked me to make it actually quite a while ago. As of this video, it was almost, oh boy, it was October of last year. This is currently recording this in June of 2021. So anyways, I finally got around to doing it. So it's just a little Dune Buggy front with the back. It's a box card, so it can fold flat to fit into an A2 envelope, and also to sit up, so you can't really see it, but it sits up with the little two tires in the front. So it's a pretty simple box card. These are the pieces, the little pieces. I have the little tires in there and some lights and the front part here. So we have, this is the top, and this is the little metallic part of it. This is the back pieces, so this is just the back panel, and then this is the message panel if you want, optional. And then this goes in the inside after we put it together. So I'll put those to the side. And we're using this American Crafts cardstock, texture cardstock. So these two pieces are the actual card, and then this is the insert. So what we can do first is put on, we're just going to pop out the little, let's get all this little part, these little parts. I only put it in here so I don't lose it. I don't know if you are one that has that problem, but so those are the top of the lights. That's the back of the lights. So I've had that issue before, where I have all these little pieces and they go flying everywhere. They go off the table, so I try to keep them consolidated in here. So it's a free embellishment bowl. It's a freebie, so just in our freebie section if you don't already have it. So I always like to mention that every once in a while in a video. So let's go ahead and quickly put this together. So I'm just going to put the white part on the silver part of the light. And I'm going to make sure that the textured part of the white is up. I put way too much glue, so I'm gonna get the other piece, and then we'll add we'll take the glue from there to put that one on too. So I'm just gonna center it. So we have the headlights all ready to go. And just slide it, flip them upside down. Apply pressure there, so if my finger has anything on it, it won't get on the white. And then we'll take this piece, we're taking the seats. So here's the seats. So make sure, I'm making sure the textured side's up. I'm going to fold these little tabs down. And we'll just add glue here. You can go a little bit down, you can see how far down it goes. I would prefer to add glue to this rather than it's just easier for you to put things on rather than put it on the back of something sometimes, because I tend to drop things. I'll probably say that in almost every video, but it's true. It's the reason I do the things I do, so whatever works for you. Just making sure that's in place. So we want to do this before we put the insert in. It just makes it easier. If you wanted, you could go ahead and emboss. If you use embossing folders, which I use a lot of, I just didn't do it on this one. Made this slightly different. So the red one, I embossed them. So you see that, see if you can see the lines. Make sure that it focuses. So I embossed with little lines. So that was fun. So let's go ahead and fold this. This is the front of the card. This is pretty fragile. It's small. I made it so it would fit into an A2 envelope. But I didn't want to take away the look of the front of the Dune Buggy, because that's what somebody asked me to do, and it wasn't that hard. I just never got around to doing it with all the other things going on this year. So we'll go ahead and add these little panels here first. And we are going to do something I normally don't do, but for the sake of lining up the height of this card and how we're going to fold it, it comes in handy. Because I put this card together, because we do, like, you know, I do a lot of testing. I'll put something together and go, not quite sure I like that. Because I just wanted to get a little bit more like the look in the front. So these are just plain color, because we don't want to take away from just the simplicity of the Dune Buggy. Normally I would not put this on last, but there's a reason why we're doing this now. We're going to add this to the front. So the way it's going to fit is this little section. Right here, we're going to line it up to this bottom edge, okay? So not the top edge, the bottom edge. You want to add glue to this because that top front is larger. But this is the reason why we had to put these panels on first, because once we put this on, it's hard to get to that piece again. So now we're just going to take this little edge right here, line it up on the bottom. It doesn't line up on the top. It's not a big deal. So I try to put enough card in the middle to give it stability so it would stay together, but also not take away from the look. So that's what it looks like on the back. And then the other thing I want you to put on right now is this. So the reason I'm doing this is that it's going to be easier. I know you can't see the black on black, so I normally wouldn't do that. Let me get a piece of paper, because I have a black mat. So this brown piece of paper is just so you can see the glue on here. Fine tip applicators are really handy. So I'm just adding glue around here. And we're going to add this metallic piece. And the reason you want to do it now is because it'll be easier to line it up without all the bulk of the card. So I'm just going to line it down, put it lightly down, and then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to make sure that it's basically in place from here, so I don't want to see too much overlapping. So that's what I would recommend this part. We can just put together, we'll put the rest of it on in a moment. Let's go ahead and put the card together. So now we need this piece. I'm going to get this brown piece out of our way. So we're going to go ahead and have this texture side up. So let's go ahead, if we want that, I want it to be this way. So we want to see this tab. I'm going to glue this side. So it doesn't matter which side you do it. What does matter, so I'm just going to flip this over. What does matter is this cut line. You really don't need it too much. So this is upside down, so it's going to attach like that. There's a little cut line on the bottom. We're going to line the bottom of the tab up that way, because we basically want it to be in this section. So it'll be like that. So this is what I would do with this card. This is what worked for me. Flip it over, put glue on the front part of the tab here. I'm flipping this over so the the textured part is down. So I'm kind of lining, see where that little corner is right there, inside corner? That should line up right to the top of that tab. So to verify is that little cheater mark that I put in there. So I'm going to flip it up. Now I get it in place. I'm going to flip it over, and it should be down just a little bit more. And and we're going to adjust it. I'm going to fold it over. I normally don't do this, but this is just to line the tire up with the bottom of the back edge. So the tire's lined up. So when it sits up, it'll sit up fine. Because I only have these two little tires, and this back panel is solid to help stabilize that back. So that's the whole reason of putting this front piece on. So I'm just carefully folding it back. So really, it helps you to line that up, but it's really not that necessary if you get in the right place, and then you use the bottom of the tires to help you. So now let's go ahead and take this inside panel right here, and we're going to go ahead and put it right there. So it's upside down. I'm going to glue it right in the inside like that. So what we want to do is, they're folded back, then we want to put it upside down just like we see the back of this. I'm going to add glue to this tab. I'm going to line it up towards the top right here. Then I'm going to, this edge should be pretty much close to this fold. So don't go beyond that fold, just go up to it. So it gives it a little, the tab gives you the distance on the front too. So it's pretty much in the middle. So I'm just going to go across, make sure that it falls pretty straight. And you can validate, you can correct it a little bit, that's the nice part, but when you go like that, so you can check, you can see like that. So now we need to just do the other side. So we're going to add glue to this tab. We're going to fold it over. Let me do it upside down so you can see it better. Because I'm going to fold it over, and I'm just making sure it's lined up on top just like it was on the other side. About the same distance from the top. And then get it in place, and you can see how far it is from this. Now I'm flattening it. So the last thing we have to do is glue that on the inside, this tab. So this tab folds inward, like that. Go ahead and add glue to this tab. And place it down. And if you need to adjust it downward so this tire matches up with the bottom piece, just to make sure it's in the right place and it'll sit. So now, there we go, and then just double checking everything looks good on the front. If it's off, the tire will be kind of cattywampus. It should still fit, sit, but it might be a little cattywampus. So now let's go ahead and add this back panel on the inside. So I'm just going to slide it in. Not sure if this was the best color. So there's an edge around everything, so it should have a slight it fits right in there. I have little glue pieces here. Then you see it flattens for us to finish it. So we just have these two pieces to go. So we'll just put these together first. So I'm just lining it up on the bottom. You can always flip it over to make sure it's in place. Let me go ahead and add this. So the way I would add this piece right here is just add a little bead of glue down here. And then I would take this piece and add a little bead of glue on the top. You might want to, you could always spread it with your finger so it's not, you know, a lot. You just want it to stick. And I'd start gluing it on the bottom. So it's shaped to shape this to the bottom here. So got that. I'm going to flip it over real quick, make sure it's in place, and then just gently place it down. I'm going to pop up, I have these little foam dots. I didn't really center these the best. We're not going to worry about it. I'm going to pop these up though. These aren't the best. I probably wouldn't recommend them too much, and it's metallic, so if you're working with metallic paper and you have a little foam dot, some are really sticky, some are not. These are sticky thumb. I just don't think they're that sticky. I like Scotch foam tape better on this American Crafts sticky thumbs, I believe. But I still use what I have in my stash. So we don't want to put those on yet. We want to take our tires. So at this point, just keep on flattening it the same way. So like I said, this size will fit in an A2 envelope. We have a free one if you haven't already got it. It's my most popular freebie ever. And it has all the standard sizes. It has A2, A6, A7, and A9 templates. So if you ever, of course, A2 are so readily available usually in the grocery store, like in a store like in the US, Walmart, or a store like that, or Target. Or one day hopefully I'll be near Target again. I really like Target. Probably by the time I get there it might be out of business, but I don't know. We'll see. So I embossed these with a little tire embossing folder, so that was fun. And you can see the same folder had this pattern in it. Look at the difference. It's kind of fun. That's why I like embossing folders. And then we'll put on this panel. So I'm just going to add glue all the way here. I'm going to be careful because it's going to angle around there. Don't put it on the tire, just the angle to fit this piece right here. So we're just going to line it up. And I always start at the bottom again, but then you can use those little side pieces to get it centered. So if you do like our project, such as this card, ask if you give us a little thumbs up, a like on the video, and or subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And if you hit that little notification, that little bell to the right, it'll tell you when we have new videos or tutorials or things like that. So there's that. And then before we add those pop out lights, let's go ahead and add this back panel. Easier to work with things that are flatter than not. And then you can put this on the back, and if it's light enough you can just write your message on the back, or you could add this little panel that sits right there. I kind of let this, and if you want to put like an embellishment or something, or a sentiment, but that's the reason why I have a backing here, to add a sentiment, your own. So the last thing other than that panel is to, let's just add these little doodads here. I didn't glue this one. See, it's already pulling up, but that's the nature of metallic paper too. These are pretty tall foam dots. So I'm just going to do a dab of glue. Normally I wouldn't have to do this with certain kind of foam tape, but I'm going to place them. All I say is kind of put it where you think looks best to you. A dab of glue on that one. And I'm just going to do right across from it. And there you go. It's a little fun. It's just a little Dune Buggy for people that are into that type of thing. So here are the two different looks. I had fun playing around. So you can make it, and you could do like a birthday thing too. You could put happy birthday or any kind of sentiment on the back. So hope you like this project, and I thank you so much for watching.